Rams house. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Just Cruzing Podcast. I come to you with a bit of a heavy heart. Nothing crazy, but just how our Rams seem to be just falling like flies, unfortunately. And it's something that you unfortunately cannot predict, which are injuries. All you can do is continue to give your best and put your best effort out and hope that you prepared your body well enough from the beginning of the off season into the training camp. There could be a lot of factors. Obviously, it could be a little bit of overtraining. Could be a little bit of, a lot of things being thrown at them, which is causing them to overwork themselves, especially if they're not being dehydrated and stretching properly and stuff like that. I have a degree in kinesiology, but I know a little bit about all that kind of stuff and preventative measures to ensure that athletes stay healthy. But sometimes there's just things that you just can't help, that just happen, and it's unfortunate. And we are, a victim of it so far. I want to just read you guys a couple of some of the injuries that we do have. And again, this kind of reminds me of a little bit about the 2000, our season when we were after the Super Bowl, when we had all these injuries. A lot of them were obviously like during the season, but this time around we're getting a lot of guys nicked and banged up in the beginning of the preseason, which kind of sucks because you hope that they can rehab enough to be able to be available week one. And there's some important players. First of all, we got, I kind of just watched like the press conference with Sean McVay, and you can kind of just tell like he's really dejected and on the situation with all these guys going down, and he looks like just frustrated with the fact that that this is happening. But at the same time too, you have to understand as a coach and as a leader of men and leader of a team and an organization, you unfortunately have to continue to practice hard and do what you can, because you can't be afraid to practice because of more injuries. And unfortunately they do keep occurring, but it's something that you can't shy away. They have to be ready. They have to get ready for week one. They have to get ready for week two. There's games in our season that are going to be pretty tough. We got the Packers. We got, obviously we got the Niners twice a year. We got the Bills. We got the Vikings. We have a lot of teams. We play the Bears. I mean, you might not think that they're a tough team, but regardless, we have to prepare and make sure that we are, healthy to play these games. We play the Raiders this year too as well. We play a lot of good teams. And for us to be at our best, we want to be able to have our players that are, impact players, especially on both sides of the field. So today, I guess Ernest Jones banged up his knee. Bo Limer, our center, who I was really excited to watch. I'm sure he won't play. He's questionable. Brennan Jackson has a soft tissue issue, which really sucks because, again, another player who I wanted to watch play. Obviously, you got Braden Fix with the poked eye. Hopefully, he'll be able to play. They're not too sure yet. They'll decide tomorrow from what Sean McVay was saying about who's going to be playing in the preseason, and as far as Fisk and Verse and stuff like that. Obviously, you hope. I'm already super excited for Stetson Bennett. They're saying that, Jimmy Garoppolo has been struggling. I predicted a long time ago that Jimmy G might not even make the roster. I feel like he'd get cut, and they would have Stetson as the number 2, which I like because I'd rather have a quarterback that we can develop and sit right behind Stafford and McVay and learn from them and gain knowledge, so that way when it's time for him to step up, that he's capable. And with his skill set, the ability to move out the pocket, make plays with his legs, but also being able to go through progression. Obviously, you've seen it in college, going back-to-back with natties. So he has the experience. He's, a lot of people are, kind of concerned about, obviously what had happened the year before. But you have to understand that everyone gets shown a vision. And from that vision from where you are, there's a plan and there's a process in between that. And if people kind of were shown what the end goal was, a lot of them would just quit and stop. But this is the process that Stetson's in, and he gets to show out on Sunday what he's got. And I'm super excited. I know he's going to be the starter for us one day. But let me stop there so I can get back into some of the injuries. You got Aldrich Jackson. Hopefully he's able to make it to week one. Obviously, we want all these guys to be healthy before week one starts. Obviously, Warren McClendon, too. with an ankle, which might see him sitting down on the bench for this preseason, which is another player who I was really excited to watch. KT Levinson, another, we drafted him this year, a guy who we wanted to watch again. We need answers from these young guys, and it's unfortunately sad to hear that, they're going down and have some issues. A lot of them probably just falling on their ankles, which is unfortunate. And then obviously the ones that we still know about, Jonah Jackson, Rob Hammerstein, and Darius Williams, and obviously Higbee out. But again, I talked about it in my last video about our old line. Logan Bruss gets to shine, and we get to understand where he's at, which is we want to know. We have to find out, and especially now with our old line the way it is, we want to be able to understand what he can bring to the table and how he can help us out, if he's going to be a factor in the run game or in the pass game, and what he can do, or if he's a weak link. Obviously you still have No Boom that can still fill in. He's not going to play in the preseason, but he's a player that obviously can fit into any role, left tackle or guard or right guard or left or right tackle. He's a guy that can mix and match any position. But I just really hope that we can get ready for week 1 against the Lions. Obviously, it's a big game. It's away. We want to start out fresh. We want to start out hot. We don't want to, obviously, fall behind the 8 ball like we did last year and then have those doubts, but then, muster all our energy to be able to go 7-1. We want to be able to start off right at the bat, strong and healthy. And hopefully and thankfully that we have enough, thankfully that's not week 1, this weekend, and that it's preseason 1. So we have some time. Hopefully these guys can get back healthy. But that's just kind of the update I wanted to give you guys. Again, we'll know tomorrow about who starts and who's playing in the preseason game. I'm hoping to see a lot of these young guys play. Jason Taylor, free safety. I don't think Cam Crow is going to play. I'm ready to see Cameron Kitchens play. Trey Tomlinson play. Obviously, as I mentioned, Logan Bruss as well. You got some of the younger O-line down. Obviously Tyler Davis as well, D-tackle from Clemson. We'll see what he's got. If Verse and Fisk can play, that'd be great as well. O'Shawn Mathis as well, something that I want to watch. Drake Stoops, Jordan Whittington. I want to see how those two can mix and match with Stetson Bennett. Obviously Stetson Bennett. If you know me, I'm a big Stetson Bennett fan. I think he's going to be the future for us. I think he can be great. And I think when it's time for him to take over, he's going to be in his prime. He'll only be 28, 29, maybe even 30. I know he's only 26 now. Might have already turned 27. But I know he's within that range. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm still super excited for this preseason game, week 1, to get it again, we need answers from some of these players, and that's what the preseason is for. And I'm super excited. Obviously, there's also another thing we could talk about later, and I'll talk about it in another video. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Let me know who you're most, sad about going down. For me, I would probably say some of the old line, the young old line, KT Levinson, Warren McClendon, and Bo Limer. Those are some of the guys I was really hoping to see sit block next to Logan Bruss, but we'll see how it goes. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Just Cruzing Podcast, and I'm out of here. Peace.